A summit will take place in Dublin today to discuss the cost of having a disability in Ireland. The programme for government commits to introducing an annual payment to help disabled people with the additional costs they face, which include medical care, accessible transport, increased household energy usage and home modifications. A 2021 report by consultants Indicon put the additional costs at between 9,000 and 12,000 euros per year. A public consultation was carried out to inform the government's next steps, and it will be up to the Minister for Social Protection, Dara Calleary, to make a decision on the type and scale of a payment to be introduced. And the Minister is with us now in studio. Good morning and welcome to the programme. You already had all of the information you needed. It was laid out in an Indicon report, which is now 5 years old. It spells out the cost of having a disability in Ireland. It's a very detailed report. It's been sitting there for the past 5 years. Why haven't you acted on it?
So we're moving on it now, Justin. We have a number of things. Firstly, a programme for government commitment. Secondly, last September, we published, led by Minister Norma Foley, a human rights strategy on disability, and it was one of the key commitments. So I've pulled this together since September. I think it was important that we had a public consultation, one that was a 2026 one. We got over 1,000 submissions. Today, as part of that consultation, we will have 150 people and another 200 online. And it is most important for me that I hear directly from people with disabilities, from their representative organisations, from the DPOs. And this will be opened by the Taoiseach. It'll be closed by the Taoiseach. Minister for Transport will be attendance, Minister Foley, Minister Higgins. That shows the full government support for this.
But you've had that report for the last 5 years, and Indicon indicated in that report that the cost of having a disability in Ireland was roughly between 9,000 and just over 12,000 euros per year. Depending on your circumstances. That was 5 years ago. That'll have to be adjusted upwards now for inflation. What figures are you working on now today?
So we are working off both the Indicon and also ESRI reports. But what we've done is to use the 1,000 or so submissions to get the real cost as well, to get people's lived experience. That was really important to me. Also, Justin, this year we will invest €3.4 billion in disability support payments to about 250,000 recipients of a number of different schemes. The main scheme being disability allowance. We increased that this year by €10 per week. The focus today is also across government, that many of the costs aren't just within the remit of social protection, their transport, their housing, their employment, and obviously services.
Since you mentioned the disability allowance, that's €254.
€254.
Yes, that's actually below the poverty threshold, isn't it? The poverty threshold, as defined by the CSO, is €367 per week.
What we've done, Justin, is we also have targeted payments on top of that. So for people with children, they get the child support payment. That's an extra. I've increased that this year by €16 a week for children at 12 over. We also have 96,000 people who are on disability payment who get a fuel support payment of over €1,000 a year. So we have, I think, very much in the context of budget 26.
The core disability allowance actually doesn't. It's actually below the poverty threshold, and you're asking disabled people to cope with poverty as well as their disability.
We're working, that's what we want to bring in, a permanent payment. On top of these payments, we will have a permanent payment reflecting the ongoing cost of disability around employment, around housing, around the cost of services.
Do you have updated figures then? So Indicon said the cost of having a disability is between 9,000 and 12,000. Do you have new figures today which are based on, that Indicon report was 5 years old? So
we go on inflation. We're estimating that figure will be around 15,200, 15,500.
Okay.
And those costs come from across government. And that's what today is about, is to get a focus on the cross-government nature of those costs. We will then, after today and after all the submissions we've had, I prepare a paper to bring to government ahead of the budget negotiations.
And is it your intention then that this payment will be introduced in the budget?
It's my intention to have a paper ready. I think the presence of the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach will give me support. And then during our budget negotiations, this will be a priority. We're not into budget negotiations yet, but we're putting huge store in this within the Department of Social Protection. This will be one of our priorities.
Because people will have an expectation based on what you're saying today, that they're going to receive an additional payment now in 2027. Are you confirming that is your intention this morning?
We can't at this point because we have to get agreement on what that payment will look like, how it will be structured. The payment may differ for people, so it may be a tax credit for people in employment. There are different methods of doing this, and that's what today is about. We have people coming in to give us international experience of how it's done. But most importantly, Justin, today is about hearing the voices of people with disabilities so that they have the input into this. They have the lived experience. I want to make sure that their experience is reflected. That's why we've done the consultation. That's why we're doing today. You
say that people who are working, they may not receive a direct payment, that it might be a tax credit.
That's
that right?
One of the proposals that's come in, that there's tax credits to be available. There's a large number of proposals that have come in. And today is about a chance of fleshing those out. The groups that are there, it's not just speaking to them, it's hearing from them. We have workshops throughout the day to get their thoughts and their proposals on what this payment may look like, how it should be structured, how it should be reflected. But also, Justin, that there are other costs outside the Department of Social Protection in terms of services. And this year we will invest 500 million in services, a record budget secured by Norma Foley. The services element is important. Transport is one of the issues that has come back consistently in the consultation as a challenge. The cost of transport, the availability of transport, and the coordination of transport.
Will you be able to say to people next year that you're going to provide them with an additional payment which will meet the actual cost of having a disability in this country? And you say that's up to around 20,000 euros now.
So I think the fact that we're taking an all-of-government approach means that we want every department to step up here and to reflect that they have a role in this. Obviously, an initial payment, it may not. I don't want to create an expectation that I can't meet. I think that would be unfair and that would be wrong. We will be operating within tight resources, but this proposal was first made in 1996. I intend, with the support of the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach, to fulfil the programme for government commitment to introduce it and to make it a permanent payment. It's not a payment that will be looked at. It's not a payment that its presence may change from budget to budget. This will be a permanent cost of disability payment that will grow from year to year.
Have you projected how much it will cost going into the future? I mean, for example, at the moment, there are about 1 in 20 school children who are diagnosed with autism, according to the Department of Education. Do you expect that those children, when they become adults, that they'll be entitled to this payment as well?
Well, that's what we're doing within the department. We're modelling various figures, looking at the services that were provided, looking at the payments that we're providing. In relation to those children, this year I've increased the domiciliary care allowance by €20 a month on top of 2025 figures. So we're very much cognizant of the challenges that are there. There's 173,000 people in receipt of disability allowance this year. And also, and Justin, I'm very focused on increasing employment opportunities for those with disabilities, working with employers to increase the opportunities, to increase the supports available to employers to make employment opportunities available to people with disability.
On the question of broader cost of living supports then for the broader population, the Taoiseach has said there'll be an income tax package in the budget in October. And you're saying that there will be a disability payment as well. Those are for 2027. People are going to feel pain on their fuel bills this winter. Will there be support for them on their energy bills this winter?
So we've already acted in the context of the fuel bills. We extended the fuel allowance to the beginning of May. An extra 4-week extension. That was a €71 million investment, and that meant
beyond that. I'm asking now.
It will. With the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach, to be very clear, it'll be kept under review throughout the summer. The oil price situation, fuel price situation, continues to be volatile. It's literally changing day to day, week to week. But we've said we've already introduced a €750 million package, one of the biggest in the European Union. We've been responsive,
and you're keeping everything else under review.
And we have to. Because we need the resources in place to act during the winter.
We've been talking about leadership change in the UK this morning. We'll be talking about it again in a minute. The question of leadership change has been raised here too in your own party in recent weeks. Your party colleague Niamh Smith said that you're the one to watch when it comes to the next time that Fianna Fáil is changing its leader. Is she right?
So there's no vacancy at the moment, and the next time is going to be a while away. And we have seen in the UK all this speculation is harming people's finances in terms of interest rates, etc. We go into our centenary Ardesh in Fianna Fáil this weekend with the Taoiseach has our full support. It'll be an occasion of pride in what our party has done over 100 years.
All right, but I want to ask you about yourself, right? Because other people have said that they are interested in the leadership of Fianna Fáil. Jim O'Callaghan has said it. Dara O'Brien has said it. Are you interested in becoming leader of Fianna Fáil at some point in the future?
Genuinely, Justin, I haven't given it any consideration. I will not consider it until there's a vacancy, and the first person, with the due respects to you, that I'll have that conversation with will be my wife and my family. But I genuinely haven't. It's not something. I'm very honoured to be a minister. I'm very honoured to be a member of the Fianna Fáil party, and trying my best and working hard in government to deliver on the principles of our party, the Republican principles, the principles of equality and fairness. That's what today's about.
Have people come to you and suggested that maybe you would be a good candidate?
Loads of people do, but I don't get distracted by it. And it's very flattering to be considered. It's very flattering to have the confidence of colleagues, but it's important not to get distracted by it either.
Do you think that question, the question of the leadership, do you think it will come up once the European presidency is over?
I don't think it will. I think we have to focus on the job. And you look at the instability that's been caused in the United Kingdom. We're focused today on the cost of disability, led by the Taoiseach.
Right.
He is focused on this. He spoke to me last night about the summit. He's very invested in this, and he will be fully behind ensuring that we get a cost of disability payment. That's the most important thing.
You better go to the summit now and meet him. Dara Calleary, Minister for Social Protection and Rural and Community Development, thank you very much for joining us this morning.